Hello guys! Welcome to my course on HTML5. This course is for anybody who is starting to learn web development. This is for absolute beginners and I will be talking to you guys as if you have never written any line of code. If you guys are new to web development, this course is specially for you as I will cover all the basic concepts in detail. I will hold your hand and walk you through all the steps. I will show you a couple of slides to build the basic understanding and then we will dive into the actual coding. Before I start with the contents, let me clarify a couple of things. As I already said, this course is for absolute beginners, and if you have been coding websites for some time, you might get something of value, but it is highly unlikely, and as I said, this course is basically aimed at teaching the young developers who are just starting to build websites, and those who know nothing about web development. If you are a web developer, then I would recommend that you check out my other tutorials. Concepts of CSS will not be discussed in this course. I might be using some CSS, but that will be purely for clarification of HTML concepts. Let me also inform you that HTML is for contents and CSS is for styling. The website made with pure HTML is really ugly, as you will see. The beautiful layouts that we see in real websites are created using CSS. In the practical world of internet today, there is no site which has been built in pure HTML, at least to my knowledge. HTML has evolved over a period of time and there are many versions of HTML. In this course, we will concentrate on HTML version 5 only, which is the current standard of internet. Currently, HTML5 is in use for most of the internet and we will be talking about HTML5 only. I might give some passing reference of other versions where required for the sake of clarity only. You may be able to watch this course in an hour or so, but I must tell you that you cannot become a web developer in an hour or by watching a couple of videos. You have to spend time and put in your heart and soul into learning. You will be learning even once you have landed into a pretty decent job. Okay, so let's start with learning of HTML. So what is HTML? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it is not a programming language by any definition. So learning HTML will not make you a programmer. The HTML is a markup language as it uses markups or tags to define the contents of a website. The programming languages, on the other hand, have some flow control and logic. By logic, I mean some program that decides an action on the basis of some conditions. The example of logic would be some code that takes actions on the basis of days of a week. For example, if the day is Monday, then set the alarm to 7 a.m. If the day is Sunday, then set the alarm to 11 a.m. The examples of programming languages are C++, Java, JavaScript, PHP, and many more. The programming languages are also used for connection with database, providing functionality of an online store, provision of dynamic contents, etc. HTML is just for the contents, and CSS defines the layout of the web page. Having said so much about the programming languages, you must know that HTML by far is the most important language for web developers. Because no matter how complex language is being run in the background or at the backend servers, HTML is after all the language of the browser, and whatever you see in the browser has HTML in it. Alright, let's see what we need for building the websites. There are only two pieces of software which we need for this purpose. The text editor in which we can write the code and the browser in which we can view the code. It does not matter what kind of computer you have. You can have PC or Mac or some other platform running Linux. I will be using Windows as my operating system in this course. But it doesn't really matter because whatever we learn in this course will be completely cross-platform. This means that the softwares which I will use in this course can be used on any platform. The website will also appear to be similar on different operating systems or hardware platforms. You can see a list of editors. Most of these are free to use and it generally comes to your personal preference in using these editors. You can choose whatever editor you want. The websites can even be built in the default text editor of Windows, that is Notepad, and default text editor of Mac OS X, that is TextEdit, or VI, etc. if you are using Linux. But I will not recommend using these. In this course, we will be using brackets. It would be best if you use brackets for this course, as I assume you are new to web development and it would make it easy for you to follow the lessons. However, it is really up to you, and if you are comfortable with any other editor, go ahead with that. Brackets is cross-platform and is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. It's lightweight and totally free. In the next lesson, I will tell you where you can get it from, how you can install it, and how you can extend its functionality by using extensions. As far as the web browser is concerned, you can see the list here. You can use any of these browsers, but I would recommend using Google Chrome browser for web development, as it has got a variety of developer tools which will help us in debugging our websites. That's all for this lecture. See you in next lesson.